Full show today, including a PFF discussion and Jamie Edmonds.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, we are here and we are with you on a Locked On Lions Tuesday edition. Matt Derry with you on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today is Tuesday, May the 20th into Wednesday, May the 21st. Thank you for making us your first listen, everybody, and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Also, shout out to our everyday listeners that are out there. We do call them our everydayers. That includes our good buddy, the Harbor Springs Insider. He knows who he is. But shout out to all the everydayers that are out there. Got a lot of LinkedIn love over the last few weeks. So I got some people to shout out likely tomorrow that are LinkedIn connections with me that listen to the show and watch the show. So we appreciate you. Please subscribe if you have not to our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Jamie Edmonds from WJR, the WJR morning show. She is on there and has been there the last couple of years. You might remember her from Channel 4 as well. She's going to join us in a little bit, talk a little Lions with us. We got to get into a little Pro Football Focus stuff. PFF did their top 25 players, 25 years of age or younger. The Lions had 5 players on that list, but there's one player not on the list, yet was bypassed by some others. We will explain coming up momentarily. Also, the preseason schedule is now etched in stone. We'll tell you about that as well right here on this Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. Again, we are with you each and every day, Monday through Friday. And once we get to the season, of course, we'll have the Sunday post-game shows as well. All right, I always love this list. We're going to get to Jamie Edmonds in a second, but a Pro Football Focus put out there top 25 players under 25 years of age entering the 2025 season. This was a piece written by Jonathan Macri at Pro Football Focus. We love PFF. Second straight year that the Detroit Lions' very own Penei Sewell has made the list as the number 1 player. Again, these are all players under 25 years of age. Now, the list excludes Sauce Gardner and Aiden Hutchinson of the Lions, who are under 25 now, but will turn 25 before week 1. So actually, it's everybody under 25, all right? Not 25 and under, but under 25. So Penei Sewell came in at number 1, which is awesome. For 3 years that he's been in the NFL, PFF grades him out at a 92.8. He was tops on this list last year. He is one of the top young players in the NFL. And it doesn't matter if Penei Sewell is on the right side, left side, out wide. I mean, this dude is just a force. And for the Lions to have the best young player in the NFL, and it's a lineman, which is kind of their MO and kind of their identity, I just absolutely love it. So that's really, really cool that Penei Sewell ranks number 1 on this list. Let me just give you the top 5. So Penei Sewell's number 1. Puka Nacua, the wide receiver from the Rams, comes in at number 2. Kyle Hamilton, the safety from the Ravens, is 3. Jane Daniels, the Commanders quarterback, is 4. No surprise there. And Trent McDuffie, the cornerback from the Chiefs, comes in at number 5. Other Lions on this list include Brian Branch, the fine, strong safety for Detroit, 3-year PFF grade of 87, a tremendous player. Is number 8 on this list. No surprise. Jahmyr Gibbs, number 10 on this list. A PFF grade of 90.2. He's a beast. What do we have to say about Jahmyr Gibbs? I mean, just an unbelievable talent. Also, on the list, Sam LaPorta coming in at number 23. One of the best, if not, well, I think the best tight end in the NFC, but one of the best tight ends in the entire NFL. Maybe rake him behind George Kittle. Yeah, maybe, but Sam LaPorta is a top 5 tight end in the league. Didn't have a great year last year, but still very, very good, very, very effective. He came in at number 23. And at number 25, rounding out the list, the 5th Detroit Lion to make the cut, Kerby Joseph. Free safety, just got a new deal, was all pro this year. He was a top-graded safety overall last year at PFF with a 90.4. His coverage grade, 91.1, was the best, and was phenomenal this past season, and then was rewarded with a brand spanking new contract. So we're talking Penei Sewell, Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kerby Joseph, and Sam LaPorta. And what is it about all 5 of those players that made the PFF under 25, top 25? They were all drafted by Brad Holmes. These were all homegrown, drafted players, under team control for a long time. You hope that Brian Branch is signed long-term. Same with Gibbs, same with LaPorta. But man, how cool is that this Lions team features 5 players in the top 25. Houston's got a bunch too, like CJ Stroud, Darryl Stingley, and players like that, but nobody comes close to having the amount of young players. Will Anderson too is on that list for Houston, but nobody has this amount of young players like the Lions do with 5. Now, here is a little bit of a beef from some Lions fans, and I saw this on Twitter at Derry Speaks. I saw this at Blue Sky at Derry Speaks. A couple people chiming in. They said, hey, did you see the PFF under 25 list? I said, yeah, I'm going to get to it on Tuesday. They're like, where's J-Mo? Jameson Williams did not make the list, yet 2 wide receivers were on the list late. Number 1 being Ladd McConkey of the Chargers, all right, who was a rookie last year, and Brian Thomas Jr. of Jacksonville. Ladd came in at number 19, Thomas Jr. at number 20. Thomas last year led all rookies in receiving yards. He had over 1,200 yards receiving. He was 3rd in the entire league with 1,282 yards. And he put up massive numbers. McConkey had a PFF receiving grade last year of 85, overall grade of 84.3, and his PFF WAR, yes, there's actual PFF WAR, was 0.47. Those 2 guys were studs last year as rookies. But again, Jameson Williams is under 25. You can make an argument that J-Mo is as good, if not better, than both those players. Brian Thomas Jr. put up massive numbers with really no quarterback in Jacksonville last year, because once Trevor Lawrence got hurt, it was curtains for the Jaguars. But J-Mo does not make that list. There was one of the receivers, or a couple of the receivers on this list. Malik Neighbors was 15. That dude is a monster. I'm sorry. I think Malik Neighbors is really, really good. Another rookie from last year. Drake London was 11. Maybe it's because I don't watch enough Atlanta Falcons, but Drake London last year had 1,271 receiving yards. That was more than J-Mo, and 9 touchdowns. I could see that. All right. That's another kind of receiver that was on the list. So 5 receivers were on the list, including Puka Nacua. And I'm sorry, Jameson Williams slappies, but no, he's not as good as Puka Nacua. But maybe this is going to be something that motivates Jameson Williams. Maybe this is something that, look, he might not need any more motivation. This guy has been coming to work. He's been doing the job. He had a really good year last year. You heard John Morton, the Lions offensive coordinator, the other day say he thinks J-Mo could have even a breakout year this year, despite the fact that last year, really, despite missing a game with the suspension and everything else, he had over 1,000 yards receiving. So J-Mo not being on that list is interesting, but you could certainly make a case for guys like Ladd McConkey with the Chargers and also Brian Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville. But the Lions having 5 guys on there is pretty darn good. But the J-Mo fans out there are wondering why he's not on there. So, yeah, you could certainly make a case. I'm not going to sit here and beat the table and smash the drum over it. There were games that Jameson Williams was inconsistent. There are, there's the factors of missing a game due to a suspension last year. But I think all in all, this is a player that I think next year you will see on this list. The question is, as we all know, is his future in Detroit long-term? Because of just contracts, having re-signed guys. We mentioned yesterday, Alex Anzalone's going to want a new deal. Eventually, you're going to have to give a new contract to LaPorta, to Gibbs, to Branch. Aiden Hutchinson still doesn't have a new long-term deal. You're going to be paying him soon. So certainly intriguing, that list. That does not include Jameson Williams. That does not mean Jameson Williams is not a great football player or a great talent. All right, coming up next, the preseason schedule is officially out. Hearing some rumblings about some joint practices. And Jamie Edmonds will join us as well from WJR. We will do all of that next right here on Locked On Lions. But first, ladies and gentlemen, Locked On Lions brought to you by FanDuel. Western Conference Finals getting ready to get started here in the NBA. We know this, right? Every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action with FanDuel. Again, tonight, Game 1, Minnesota at Oklahoma City. Want to put some money down on the game? Do so at FanDuel. They make it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. Which players are going to show up in the biggest moments? Is it going to be the Ant-Man tonight? Is it going to be SGA? How could tracking their trends help you build your next bet? How about a $200 bonus in bets added to the excitement if your first $5 bet wins? New to FanDuel, it's a perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, that's FanDuel.com, and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, we told you all last week about the Lions schedule coming out and everything else. We've gone over that a lot. The preseason schedule. Oh, yeah, that doesn't get any better than preseason rock. Oh, yeah, and the Lions are playing not one, not two, not three, but 4 preseason games. I'm here to tell you right now, I'm about to read off the schedule. For those of you that cannot afford $350 for a standing room ticket and want to go to Ford Field and just soak in the atmosphere and watch some fake football, you're going to be able to do so with 2 home preseason games on the docket. But I can't imagine any of the regulars like Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, any of these guys being out there for the preseason. As we have told you, the Lions will be playing in the Hall of Fame game Thursday night, July 31st, 8 o'clock Eastern time from the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in beautiful Canton, Ohio. On NBC. Lions Chargers for the Hall of Fame game at 8 o'clock on Thursday, July 31st. That is so early to be playing a preseason game. Lions are going to have training camp early. The next week, the Lions will be at home, or I should say on the road, Friday night, August the 8th, 7 o'clock on the Lions TV network at Atlanta against the Falcons at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That is a 7 o'clock start. Next 2 preseason games, back-to-back Saturdays at 1 o'clock. Matinee, bring the kids down to Ford Field. Lions and the Dolphins at 1 o'clock for the first one. And then the next weekend, Lions will wrap up the preseason on August the 23rd as the Houston Texans come to town for a 1 o'clock start. There have been some rumblings, and I've heard from a few people that the Lions are hoping that for both the weeks leading up to the Miami game and the Houston game, that they can get joint practices in Allen Park where the regulars will be out there scrimmaging. They're in the heat on the outdoor fields down at 222 Rodwood Drive. Lions, Dolphins, Lions, Texans. I think the Lions are planning on having some joint practices with those 2 teams. But that is your preseason slate, ladies and gentlemen. And again, look, you look at this and you go, all right, it's an opportunity if you want to go see the Lions, and the tickets are going to be rather inexpensive because the tickets for the regular season are ridiculous, through the roof. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you about Game Time put out its top 10 games in terms of median price in the NFL. And I think the Lions have like 4 of the top 10 or 5 of the top 10. The prices are through the roof. There's such a demand to see this football team that many of you are willing to pay anything to see the Lions. But if you don't have the kind of cash and want to just take the family down, there will be 2 preseason games on Saturday. It's a weekend. It's during the day. Lions, Dolphins on the 16th. Lions, Texans on the 23rd. But I hate that they're playing July 31st. It's so early, but last couple of years we've seen it. The Lions really have not played any of their regulars at all during the preseason. which means, people have asked me, like, do you think Aiden Hutchinson would let's say, try to play a series or something just to test out his leg in either of these games, Miami or Houston? I just don't see it. Dan Campbell over the last couple of years has had that philosophy. He does not want to chance anything with playing any of the regular guys during the preseason. So, all right. So that's your preseason schedule. Look, it's better. Look, we're going to still do shows and talk about it, but this will be a chance for guys like Lauren Strickland and some of the rookies to get out there. Isaac Tesla, I'm sure we'll see in the preseason. The Hendon Hooker show. He'll likely be Mr. August by the end of this thing. We'll see plenty of that coming up in August for the preseason games. All right, coming up next, Jamie Edmonds is going to join me from WJR Mornings. You used to see her anchoring the weekend sports on WDIV Channel 4. We will do that coming up next. And I promised her we bring her on the show. It's been way too long. It's long overdue. WJR Mornings, the legendary Jamie Edmonds, you see her, of course, doing sports on Channel 4 as well, joins us today on Locked On Lions. Jamie, what's up?
Legendary. Thank you for that introduction.
Why not? Come on.
It's fun here at Locked On Lions.
It is. It is. How you been? How's WJR Mornings? Obviously, people know you from sports, but now you've dipped into news talk over the last couple of years. You enjoying it?
I like it. I have a master's degree in journalism, so it's kind of like back to my roots to talk about news and such. So that part's been fun. The schedule, people might say, how are you waking up early? It's really good with a toddler because I'm awake anyway. And then I can spend more time with my 2.5-year-old. So it's been great. And WJR has been great to me.
So wait, so what time are you up in the morning to go to work?
4:30.
Oh my God.
4:30.
That is early. That is early.
Well,
do you miss sports though? Do you miss like the daily grind of sports? Although I know Channel 4 had you on news assignments as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say yes, except for I keep getting credentials to go to cool things under WJR's banner or even Channel 4. I did a couple Lions playoff games for Channel 4, so I'm still out there. So it's kind of best of both worlds right now.
You can't, I'm sure this is just stunning to you, just this turnaround that has happened with this football team. You covered them during a lot of the doldrum periods. What's Allen Park like now going down there? How different just does it feel?
I mean, I've made this joke that I stepped away and then all of a sudden all the teams got good.
That's
like
right.
Kobe started covering like national championships for Michigan. The Red Wings were making pushes to the playoffs. The Lions are good. The Pistons are good. Maybe it was me.
It's possible. It's kind of possible. But it's still, I mean, you've been down. I know you were down there during the draft too. Like, just everybody's expectations are through the roof, and they kind of should be. I mean, this has become one of the elite organizations in the NFL. It's crazy.
Yeah, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and they, for a long time, had a really good organization that just would refeed itself with the draft and make the playoffs a lot. It feels like that to me here, that there's just so many good people in management, in coaching, and they draft well. Remember, like back in the day when I first got here, they'd pick someone and you'd go, well, that doesn't even make sense.
Right.
You're in a really good era right now, and it's just so professional when you walk into Allen Park these days. I love it.
Jamie Edmonds with us, WJR, also still on Channel 4. You can see her sometimes filling in. You looked at that Lions schedule that came out last week. What jumped out at you? I know everybody, and we've talked about it ad nauseum on this show, just how difficult the road schedule is. But what else jumped out to you?
Just back-to-back division games to start. I mean, that's tough. Like right away, you got to do the storylines with Ben Johnson. You got to hit the road. I mean, I thought starting right off the bat with division was kind of hard. And then again, back in the day when I first got here in 2013, every game was at 1:00.
Yeah.
Now every game is late.
No, Jamie, you're right about that. I mean, it is wild to think we used to beg for a night game. Just one, give us one Sunday night game, give us a Thursday night game, give us a Monday night game. And now 5 night games for this team. And like you said, every road game is not at 1:00. It's either at 4:25 or at night, which going into this season is not going to be easy, is it?
No. And the night games are, at Philadelphia, at Kansas City. I mean, these are tough road games too. Now, the Lions proved to be really good on the road last year, so I fully expect that to happen again. But it's a tall ask to have all these night games, all these primetime games, and like a new coaching system too.
Jamie Edmonds with us from WJR. You just mentioned it. What worries you more, Ben Johnson leaving, Aaron Glenn leaving, or is it equal, or what do you think?
I feel like Aaron Glenn leaving because on offense, I feel like, with Jared Goff as the quarterback and running things and them being in the same system, to me, seems like they could just run it back. I felt like Aaron Glenn was like the glue that sort of held that whole defense together, the like spark, him on the sidelines. Like, to me, I feel like they're going to miss that.
I agree. I think Kelvin Shepard will do a good job, but I think everybody's talked about Ben Johnson so much, and rightly so. I mean, he was assistant coach of the year and everything else, but I like what you're saying just about, I think this will be more Goff's offense, which is okay. And I like what Johnny Morton said, the new OC, like, why change anything? We've got a lot of weapons here, and I think he's right.
They have, and it's the same folks. And like Jared Goff knows through his progression, it's all the same people basically. So I think the offense is going to be fine.
Thoughts on Brad Holmes? Like you said, what he did in free agency in the draft. I know, you get to the offseason and every team thinks, oh, we're going to grab this free agent. We're going to sign these guys. And Brad has stayed the course with not overspending on certain individuals and kind of being more creative, but cautious in free agency. And then the draft, what did you think about the offseason so far?
I mean, I feel like I'm so obvious. I'm so basic here, but I wanted some help for Aiden. Because I know he's running. He's doing all the Instagram running videos through the pool and everything else, but do we know he's going to be fully back to old Aiden Hutchinson? I kind of wanted more help on the other side for Aiden.
You're not wrong. I mean, everybody's talked about Marcus Davenport if he stays healthy. And I think eventually Zadarius Smith will like come back like September 1st and skip all of training camp and preseason. But you're right. I think that's still the biggest hole, but it's kind of interesting. And I'm not sure if you were down there for when Brad Holmes was talking at the draft, but he's kind of sick about being asked that question,
I know. Sorry, Brad.
Oh my gosh. All right. Tell me this. You mentioned before about Ben Johnson in the division, but which team of these three, I mean, obviously Minnesota, Chicago, and Green Bay, kind of scare you the most as you look at the Lions kind of trying to three-peat atop the division?
I'm going Green Bay because talk about running back with a good quarterback. They've got that. Chicago is a sort of obviously a good quarterback there too, but like more of a wild card to me with a brand new coach. So I'm going Green Bay. I think they're pretty good, and they were last year too.
All right. You mentioned before about your love for Pittsburgh and that's your hometown. All right. So the Steelers are coming to Ford Field. What do we got? Like 20 Edmonds family members coming? Are we wearing black and gold? What's the plan for December?
We're definitely going to bring the Edmonds clan in. We've done this before when the Lions played in Pittsburgh and had everybody sort of go to Pittsburgh, but it was freezing because, we've got that outdoor stadium. People are going to come. They're going to wear their black and gold, but it's going to be hard. I mean, talk about a fall from grace. I mean, what are the Steelers doing? They are really good at being mediocre. Really good at making a playoff here or whatever. I'm sick of it. And so I know is my dad and everyone in Pittsburgh.
But here's the thing, like people are going game by game. And I haven't done it yet on the pod because I just think it's kind of cheesy, but like the Pittsburgh game, everybody is saying that the Lions are going to win but what if Aaron Rodgers ends up showing up? Like, what if like Coach T every year, they somehow find a way to sneak into the playoffs. I know you're tired of the 9-8 and 10-7, but like they always seem to find a way.
Yeah, they always seem to be okay. I you know what? I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. Like, come or don't come. Just decide already. Like, I don't think he's even good anymore. And like, even the league is sort of waiting for news from him. Why are we propping him up so much?
Well, because I think, all right, but let's be honest. If it was a choice between on the field, Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, or Will Howard, I think most people would choose Aaron Rodgers, right?
I suppose when you put those three up there. Yeah, I cannot believe we're talking about Mason Rudolph again. I mean, what is the plan?
Oh, my gosh. That we're talking about the Steelers right now, how we used to talk about the Lions.
I
Isn't this
know.
nuts? What
I
planet
know.
is this?
Things have absolutely flipped. And I think I have an interesting perspective because I grew up, like I said, with a team that sort of made sense, this machine, always playing Tom Brady, always in the AFC Championship, to whatever is happening in Pittsburgh now, to a Lions team that aspires to be like that. And they're there. But they do need to. Lomas Brown said this to me on WJR. He's like, they need to get to the NFC Championship game for this to be a success this year. And I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, a lot of people are saying Super Bowl or bust again, but again, a year ago, stubbing their toe in the second round against the Commanders. So that's what Lomas said. He said they got to get to at least the NFC Championship game, huh?
He did say that in the morning, and I think he'll remember that if you have him on the pod. But he was just being honest with us. I mean, I know he's a team guy and everything, but last year was a disappointment. But there were such high expectations, and boom, flat on the face after one game.
I was doing I know you're friends with him. I was doing a lot of Lomas impersonations years back, just saying, Dan, like 500 times. And people are like, will you stop? Lomas is a legend. I'm like, I'm not making fun of him. I love the guy. We did a selfie video on my phone last year with him, and he was a good sport about it. But that voice is like, no one else talks like him.
No, he's so unique. He'll be like, hey. And then he'll be like, you know what, Jamie? You're right. And I'm like, That's great.
Good. That's well done.
Yeah.
By the way, the last time the Lions played the Steelers, was that the Ryan Santoso missed field goal in the rain game? I believe
that was the rain game because my mom and mother-in-law, thought we were giving them the better seats, but they were getting rained on. And we happened to be way up high under the roof. But yeah, we sat there forever and ever to watch a tie.
That was a long game. That was a very long game. Yes.
That was not exciting at all. Here's to hoping at least December 21st is exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have high hopes for my Steelers.
All right, Jamie, great to catch up. Everybody can catch you 6 to 9. So you're waking up and at 4:30 in the morning every day and heading down to the what do they always call it? The tower. What's the
blowtorch, as Steve Courtney would say?
Sergeant Steve. I ran into Sarge at a Detroit Economic Club event. He still reeked of cigarettes. Nothing's changed. I love that man. What a legend.
He is another legend. I agree. You know, I'm doing a Detroit Economic Club thing coming up with the Live Golf guy. We're going to talk
nice.
Live Golf.
All
so
right.
You should join us.
I will be there. Jamie, great to see you. All the best on the morning show on JR. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Jamie Edmonds with us, Locked on Lions, a Tuesday edition right here. We're back again tomorrow.